Okay, well, we're going to, we've been chatting a little bit, but we're going to officially welcome everybody to Inspired Path Coaching. And we are here to just honor the time that you're choosing to spend with us. We appreciate that. If you've ever felt called to help others heal through the grief recovery method, but maybe you found the business side of it sort of overwhelming, this session is going to change how you see your work, because by the end of the webinar, you'll really discover how to build a practice that, yes, it heals others, but also sustains you emotionally, mentally, and financially. And you'll see that building a practice doesn't have to be this kind of heavy, confusing experience that feels, completely out of reach.
Yes. So tonight we're going to talk about a lot of things, but we're going to start off with these 3 steps to growing a thriving grief recovery practice. So our goal by the end of this is that, like Dan was mentioning, that you'll see a grief recovery practice in a completely new light. So first, we're going to show you these 3 steps, and really it's a framework that will bring clarity and confidence and connection. So we're going to talk about clarifying your message. Um, we're going to talk about how to feel confident during consultations. We're going to talk about inviting people into healing conversations that feel honest and that build trust and clarity. We want that to be the number one thing. We're going to talk about the consultation a lot, actually. And we're going to talk about how to attract the right clients in a way that feels authentic, where you're not chasing people, you're connecting with them. Because when your message and your mission align, we feel like the right people find you. It's pretty
Mm.
crazy how that happens. And so if you've ever thought, I really believe in this work, I'm just not really sure how to build it. Well, stay with us because you're about to discover a way to build your practice and one that heals others and sustains you. Like Dan said, that's a big part of what we teach. So, if you've ever thought, yes, I do believe in this work, but I'm not sure I believe in myself, then you're right where you need to be. You are a certified grief recovery specialist. You are passionate about helping people heal, but sometimes, turning that into a business, that's where things can get a little bit foggy.
Yeah. And so let me just ask you something really quickly, if just to see if this sounds familiar. So you've seen what healing looks like firsthand. Obviously, you going through your own process and then also helping someone else through theirs. But then when it comes to kind of building a business or a practice around it, just actually getting clients or creating momentum, or even just explaining what you do when someone asks you, "Hey, what do you do?" It kind of leaves you feeling overwhelmed. And so, if that is you, I just encourage you to take a deep breath. A quick reminder that you are not alone, but you're in fact exactly in the right place. So, a little bit about us. We have both lived and breathed this work for decades. Vicky first went through grief recovery back in 2003. It was during a particularly painful time in her life when her parents were getting divorced, and so it was a kind of a rough patch for her, and that's really what drew her into it.
Yeah, definitely. I had done a lot of therapy. I was in a recovery program at that point for 10 years. I had been sober for 10 years. But what happened in those 8 weeks that I did grief recovery completely changed me. And for the first time, I felt peace and I had clarity. I could see the codependent patterns that I had, and I could start to change them. I could
Mm.
start to have boundaries and understand. It was remarkable. And I knew that this is what I was supposed to do. So I jumped right into the next certification that happened. And I had the great honor of being trained by Russell and John. It was incredible that I got to live where the method was, where the office was, and be mentored by them. What a gift that was. I am so grateful for that time that I had.
Yeah, and I would just add, and since then, Vicky's walked hundreds of people through this
Mm.
same process, and I got to witness firsthand her incredible journey of healing and growth. And then myself, I personally graphed about 8 relationships. And then I got certified in 2020 because I really believe this program is just the very best in the world for healing unresolved grief and trauma. And so now we get to pass that healing on, and it's incredibly rewarding and very satisfying. But more than that, we really had it on our hearts to help specialists like you do the same, because there's a reason that you got into this. And the reason you did is because you had in your mind that you wanted to help someone. And so we just want to try to give you the foundation you need to go and do what you wanted to do at the very beginning. So here's what we learned. And this is kind of what we're now passing on in the coaching program is you don't have to have everything figured out to make a real difference. You just need the right support, the right roadmap, and a reminder that, hey, you're not doing this alone. And so we're here to bridge that gap between the healing work of the program and then also building a sustaining practice for you.
Absolutely. So first, before you build a practice, we want to start by defining who you are in it. And this is really great. It's you are not a fixer. You are not a savior, right? You are a facilitator, and you have proven time-tested tools and a very simple but not easy
Mhm.
action-based program that's designed to help others process grief in the healthiest way possible. And as a facilitator, you will work with people who are navigating all different kinds of losses. And how amazing is it that the grief recovery works with everything, any kind of loss? It's really remarkable. I say this all the time. John James was so ahead of his time. Really, truly was. So we know that you've already probably worked with people. They come in with all different things: loss of loved ones, loss of identity, loss of normalcy, many other things. And all of it matters. All of it does. And it fits under one powerful truth. And you know this probably by heart.
Yeah.
If you
Already.
have,
Yeah.
especially if you have done grief recovery, unresolved grief is conflicting feelings caused by the end of a familiar
Yeah.
pattern of behavior. And that is, I say that all the time to people. And it's something that I remember when I first heard that, it all made sense. I didn't understand grief until I heard that. And then I was like, I've been grieving my whole adult
Mhm.
life. And it was a game changer. And so I think that's just a very, very powerful thing. But our job is not to have all the answers. Wow, how awesome is that?
Yeah.
Our job
Because I don't
as
have them.
it's great that we can just show up and not have to have the answers. And really, our job is to create a safe place where answers can be discovered. So, part of our role is to create that safe place. We get to witness their journey, we get to reflect, and we get to walk with our client through their process. So don't ever underestimate the power of this. To
Mm.
look someone in the eye and say, "You're not broken." Oh, that makes me emotional. You're not broken, you're grieving. And I'm here to help you experience completion. These are the kinds of things when we say these. I had a client recently, we finished, and she sent me a text and she said, I can't tell you how much it has meant to me that every week for the last 8 weeks you have spoken over my life. You are not broken because it's
Mm.
part of the commitments that we make. And she said, she said, just the time that I got to have with you to hear you say that. And I was so moved by that. But it's so important that we get to speak that life over people in their saddest and darkest times. So we get to show up, we get to give our message, and we get to show up for our clients in such an incredible way and build that safe place for them. It's a gift, truly.
Yeah, it really is. And so what we're going to share today is pretty simple. We call it the Inspired Path Framework because we have to call it something. But But these 3 steps will help you build a practice that really heals others. And like we've said, sustains you. This is a recurring theme.
Yeah.
And these are the same steps that we've used and the same ones that have helped so many specialists finally find their footing, because you don't have to guess. You don't have to figure this out alone. We just start with these 3 steps.
So step one is clarify your message. So the first step is clarity. And I love that nothing brings clarity like the grief recovery method, honestly. So when you know how to talk about what you do in a way that feels true and natural, everything changes. Most people can struggle here. When you're specialists, we try to worry about how do we say it and how do we put it out there. But we know this work changes lives. And how do we describe it? And that's tough. But people don't want jargon. They don't want some kind of very polished thing. They just need to know that someone sees them, that they understand them, and that they know a way through, giving
Mhm.
them hope that there is something. So, the same way that you would say to a friend, being simple, being honest, being from the heart. And finding that authentic message is when people start saying, that's exactly what I've been looking for. It's that power in alignment. You will
Mm.
draw those people naturally because people don't connect to programs, they connect to stories, to the
Mhm.
heart, and to hope.
Mhm.
And that's why one of the first things we do in Inspired Path Coaching is to help you find your voice because our language reflects our heart and it invites people into transformation. So we're always speaking about transformation. And it's funny because I know that this was a shift that I made. I was nervous early on because of my own like insecurity about, oh, what if I do this wrong, right? And so now I'm so sure about how good the program is that I speak in those guarantees. Like I know that this is going to make such a huge difference for you in 8 weeks. And sometimes you can feel like, oh, is that really bold to make a statement like that? But know that there's so much imagine when you're on that flip side and someone said that to you, that's just what you needed to hear in that moment, that there is something that really, really helps. So when we build our practice around heart connection and community, everything just clicked. And that became the time that we aligned that instead of kind of chasing people or worrying about how was I going to bring this up. You know that everybody needs grief recovery. Now, most people don't know that they do.
Yeah.
But this grief recovery will meet people where they are no matter where they are. So it's focusing on that connection, asking questions, listening, and then being able to truthfully say, hey, this that you're going through, the tools of grief recovery would meet you right where you are. And that's true. That's actually 100% true. So healing based work, I should say, can't thrive on sales tactics. That is not what we're about at all. We want to start with alignment. We don't want to try to force something. And when we built a simple framework that really reflected our values and our purpose, our practice started to flow. And that's really what we've been talking about doing coaching like this literally for years. And so this is really exciting because this is the kind of thing that we will get into is how do you make that kind of come out in an organic way, in an organic way.
Yeah. And so step 2 is really about mastering the consultation, or the consult for short. But it's really where a lot of specialists tend to freeze up when it comes to the consultation, because maybe they feel like they're, quote unquote, selling the program. But one of the things that we've learned is that it's not really about selling at all. It's about serving. And so when you're coming from a place of compassion, people feel it and they trust it. They will look at what you're offering, and you're not offering uh, a product per se. What you're offering is transformation for them. You're simply saying, are you done with your pain? or do you want to carry it a little bit longer? Because if you want to put it down, I'm here to walk with you in that. And if not, that's okay too. You're not going to get any judgment from me. I'm just going to be here with you. And if you want to talk about it, we can. If not, we don't have to talk about it. But, it's just, it leaves you with a different energy that you're bringing into it. And so they want to work with you because they're feeling like, I am seen. I'm not being sold to, I'm being seen. And that's powerful.
Definitely. And this was just a great, one of our clients had said this, and I asked if we could share it. But he said, I wasn't sure what to expect, but after just one call, I knew I had found the right person. It was the first time I felt someone truly understood what I was carrying around with me. And for the first time in a long time, I felt really hopeful. And I think it's like, when the first thing we do in a session is our commitments, right? We talk about commitments. We talk about no judging, comparing, or minimizing. This is the beginning of breaking down the way that we've learned to survive intellectually in order to avoid our emotions. And so when we just start speaking that every week again, we're reminding our client and ourselves to move from a head to heart and really for the first time be heard. How was he heard? Because no one judged, compared, minimized, fixed, interrupted. That's
Yeah.
what people get to experience. And so we know the power of that. So we think of the conversation of a consultation as a bridge. We want them to be heard. We want to hear their story. And then we're able to very confidently say, these tools are going to help you. 100%. And it's really not about convincing them at all. It's about creating space for them to believe that healing is possible.
Yeah.
And man, once that happens, they're like, when can we start? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, I am so ready for this. So we want to learn how to guide that moment with warmth and presence and purpose. And we want to set a tone for that transformation, for their hope and excitement, because then that also leads um, to more clients,
Yeah.
to them referring people and telling people even before they're done. They're like, well, if you've worked with clients, after like the first 5 chapters, they're like, I've never felt this understood. Like this just
Yeah.
makes sense. So it's
Yeah.
really awesome.
It's really powerful. So the third step is connect and grow. And this is really best in community because isolation is probably one of the biggest reasons that specialists end up giving up. It's you don't really need to figure out marketing, messaging, or client growth all on your own. You're not just there spinning your wheels trying to figure out how it works. When you're surrounded by people that are walking the same path you're walking, everything just has a way of feeling lighter, right? And so our goal is to give you a space to grow, to connect with others, and be guided every step of the way. Because this isn't about competition. It's not about comparison. It's about the energy and momentum that comes from being around people who believe in their mission as much as you believe in yours. And there's just a powerful synergy that comes from that type of environment.
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, there's someone that's trying to get in and I'm trying to text
Ah.
her the link. Too many moving parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And okay, got that. Yes, and I love this because now you know the 3 keys to kind of holding that practice, building the practice that reflects your heart and the heart of the grief recovery method. And I think that's what's so important. We want to take that breath and know that what we've covered so far, we know that what we want to do is build a practice that reflects our heart and the heart of the method with more than anything else, because we want to always maintain that integrity and maintain the heart of that method. So once we're aligning these things, we want to make sure that we know, have that clarity, understanding the consultation. Back up. Okay, letting someone in, sorry. And I should have an assistant. Um, okay, because once you're able to feel that flow, then you stop doubting yourself. You start
Mhm.
seeing results, and you start remembering why you said yes in the first place. When you first did GR and you said, "Oh my gosh, I want to do this. I want to get certified." And so you know that why you want to do that work, to help people heal and live whole again. And so our question is, do you want help in putting all of this into action? That will
Yeah.
be our question.
Yeah. And we would love to personally help you build a practice that heals. And we want to walk beside you step by step so that you're not having to figure all of this out all on your own. The thing is that there is I believe, this is just my personal belief. I don't have it, but this is my personal belief. I think that every specialist, if when they're getting certified, they have in their heart something in particular that they want to do with their certification. And they have a mission, that there are people that really they are best suited to help. And so it's really just about connecting with those people and living out of your purpose and helping them experience all the healing that comes from the grief recovery method. And so, if it's okay, we just want to take a few minutes and share how this coaching program can help you do exactly that. It's real coaching, it's real guidance. These are from experienced GR specialists, Vicki and myself. And then we also have guest speakers too. But we give you tools, templates, and a roadmap that works. It's not on trial. It's not like, gee, I hope that this, might, maybe. No, we've been doing it for more than 20 years. But this is a warm, supportive community of GR professionals. These are people that they have the same certification as you do. They have the same heart, and they have that mission that you have. And so we're just going to take about 10 minutes to walk you through briefly how it works and how it can help you build the practice that you really have had on your heart to build. So that sounds good. We will continue on.
Yes. So this is Inspired Path Coaching. And that's what we created. And we created this because we saw a need. We saw a need. So many specialists have the heart and the passion, but not the structure or the plan. And so inside this space, you get all of that foundation, community, real time guidance, because we want to be a part of helping you build a practice that truly reflects who you are. So this isn't just a course or a business training, it's a living and breathing community, like Dan said, built by healing professionals for healing professionals.
Yeah.
So it's completely tailor made for grief recovery specialists. That's the only people that this is for. Misty, I see we are going to do the community in school. So it will be part of the membership will be a school community. So it will be a separate place where everything will live.
Yeah.
And that's how we're going to do that. But it's only for grief recovery specialists. That's all we're going to be talking about. And so what we want to do is hold true to every way the method and how it was designed to be delivered. You get framework, community, and guidance, and that really equals unstoppable progress. And that you don't have to do it alone, because it can feel kind of lonely, especially now that a lot of what we do is online, a lot of what we
Yeah.
do. And even when we meet, we're going to be meeting online, but at least we'll be meeting in groups where we'll have, that camaraderie with people that are doing what we're doing. I have close friends that are grief recovery specialists. When we get together, we just start, you right away, you just start talking about, wow, this and this is what I'm learning. And so it's just really great. but we really want to give practical business tools that have a deep emotional alignment because we're all aligned in that. And so, like Dan said, we want to give you guys something that we've learned from living it, and we have been living it for a long time. And it only gets better. Like I never get
Yeah.
tired of doing grief recovery with people because it's
Yeah.
so amazing to watch someone's journey.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And so inspire and inside, I should say, of the Inspired Path Coaching, you'll basically have everything you need to build a sustainable practice. And so we call this the growth path. And it's for those who are ready to build a strong foundation for their grief recovery practice. So you have the core 7. These are on-demand modules, business in a box, which is a bunch of templates and tools. You have the bi-monthly group coaching, which is like Vicki mentioned on the School Community Hub. And then you also have access to an ever-growing resource library. So in addition to all of that, you'll also get the Building a Practice That Heals ebook and the bonus module, which is Mastering the Consultation. And honestly, that's gold because the consultation is everything. It really is. It's your first chance to make an impression on people. And it's so valuable because I can't tell you how many times I've had clients come back. Like we talked about it, we did the consultation, it went really well, but they didn't decide to immediately do it right then and there. But then a month or 2 or 3 months later, they come back and we do. But
Mhm.
it's all because of the consultation. So we're really excited to host, in addition to all this, quarterly workshops with guest speakers. And the secondary bonus today is a one-on-one onboarding session with either Vicki or myself so that we can really get to know you, get to know your goals, and really align everything together.
Absolutely. So we're gonna have coffee in there.
With really cool designs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's inside of school? So once you jump into the school group, you'll get access right away. We give everything up right up front. The course 7 are 7 modules. One is including the module on the consultation, and it's really a roadmap. We start at the beginning with understanding your why, and we won't go into what all of them are. That would take us a lot longer
Yeah.
than the time we have, but we want to build this very carefully with starting with your why, starting with those roadblocks and building onto it. Module 3, I can tell you, that's where the business in a box lives. And so when you get to module 3, you're going to see the business in a box, and that has all the templates. We have so many things. The modules will walk you through everything from clarifying your message to setting up your business, nurturing clients, growing your visibility. We talk about marketing, we talk about everything in those. You can watch those anytime, anywhere. You can start by taking small. They're each about 30 minutes long because we wanted to keep them not, this like overwhelming thing. And we will definitely be talking about those when we do our group coaching calls. So in module 3, you will be introduced to the business in a box, and you'll find all these done for you templates. We've got session overviews, email templates to communicate, email templates for everything, for following up, for people that you did a consult with, or we've got everything. We've got onboarding forms, welcome documents, referral program materials, software recommendations for scheduling, billing, client communication, business tracking sheets, follow-ups, and finances. So whether you're just getting started or just want to realign your foundation, this will equip you with the essential like marketing tools, different strategies, all these things without overwhelm. And here's the thing. We realize that there are some things in there that you probably won't use or you don't need. Maybe you've created your own. But we don't want to do overwhelm. We just wanted to give you everything that we've created or have discovered along the way that has helped us be streamlined and organized. Because nothing is better than when you have a client, you finish a consultation, and you have a template right there done, email sent with everything professional, links in there. Like when you have those things, It's so, it just, you just feel good. You feel better.
Yeah.
And that person that's your client also just feels incredibly taken care of. So we just want to give you guys what we have and feel free to use whatever you like. Because
Yeah, because our group coaching and private community portal, that's where we really, offer support, guidance, um, and anything basically you need to empower every step of your own journey in this. Like Vicky mentioned, there are a lot of things that you may or may not even use, but we wanted to make them available for, some people they just want to, like I just got certified because there's a couple of people at my church that I want to, be able to help and walk through the program and do that maybe a couple times a year, and that's fine. So there's a lot of stuff in there that, yeah, that's not, you don't need to use all that stuff. It's just not, anything you have to worry about. So we just wanted to make sure that everybody had whatever they needed. And then a lot of this is where, this is also why we have the coaching, is so that you're interacting with the material and then you bring those questions to the coaching so that we can answer those questions, because you're probably not the only person with those questions. There's probably other people as well. And we'll tell you, you know what, this would be really helpful to use X, Y, and Z, or you know what, based on where you're at, you don't even need this at all. So forget about that. So that's why it's really helpful to have that. But twice a month, we gather for these live group coaching calls on the Zoom platform. You bring questions from the modules or any questions you have. I mean, it's literally your time to get support and really stay grounded in your mission. This is also your hub for everything, because we are going to record them so they'll be on replay. So if, let's say, for example, you aren't able to make it for any reason, then you can watch the replay of it. That'll also be in your portal. There's resources, discussions, connection. And then we are going to be building out a library kind of as we go. But one of the big things we're excited to do is bring in guest speakers and offer quarterly business and personal development workshops. There's a lot of things just about, like, for example, one of them is just understanding the personality of your clients. The better you understand the people that you're working with, the better able you are to help them. But we really just want to create a safe place to plug in, to share your wins and your challenges, and really just walk in this journey alongside you. So,
Yeah, and another thing that I was thinking of before we jump into this awesome ebook was something that Dan and I started doing this last year. We started doing monthly webinars. We do free monthly webinars, and they are grounded in a theme or a topic, like how addiction and unresolved grief, like, and one of the things that we want to do is make that available. We will do teachings and trainings on how to do things like that. Also, though, we want to let you know our webinar is open. You can come, they're free. You can invite people that are wanting to do grief recovery, and we will be happy to, like, we're not there to try to get clients from that sense. You can bring people and they know that you're bringing them. You're the one that would be following up with them. So you don't have to do your own webinar if you don't want to. That's available to you because that's something that we do. We are actually going to be putting out our next
we're
webinar.
doing it anyway. So,
Yes, exactly. And so we'd love to have you there and bring your people. If you have someone, say, hey, I'll get on too. And then afterwards, it's a great thing to talk about. And so we're very excited to offer that as something. And we will be doing a holiday one. I forget the date. I should look that up. I think it's the second Monday in November. We did it in December and last year, and we got requests. Please do it earlier. Do it in November because the holidays start. So we are going to be doing a really great holiday workshop that is free for you to come and free for you to bring your people if they want to also, check it out. It's a great thing. It's a great thing to do because there's so many things that connect to unresolved grief. We're never at a loss for, and all, by the way, the ones that we've done you'll have access to those in the portal as well. So, building a practice that heals. This is our ebook, and it's really a guide. It's an ebook. It's so much more than an ebook, but I love this ebook because I feel like this really kind of lays such a great foundation. And part of what comes with this also is the the video and the script. We have a script for helping you with consultations. And the script is just there, obviously, not to do word for word. It's not really like that, but it's there for you to kind of read over and practice, because then you get used to certain questions. There are certain questions that I always ask. One of the questions I always ask is, what's bringing you here? You know, to to look into grief recovery. And I take notes when I'm doing a consultation with people. I write it down, because at some point I want to totally understand where they are. But that is really the Building a Practice That Heals ebook has a lot in it. It's just a great guide, and it's about growing a grief recovery business with purpose. And it's really an overview, and it's this module is so powerful. It alone is worth the price of admission, seriously. Um, there's a video training that goes along with that. We did a video and a script for the consultation, because it's that important. It really
Yeah.
truly is. And we want this to become a strength for you. So if you feel like a little bit insecure about it, you won't. After diving into this, you definitely won't. I can guarantee it. I will. That's a big thing. Okay, so that is exciting. And so for joining us today, as a founding member, you get a bonus onboarding session with one of us. So what Dan was talking about, we want to get to know you. We want to understand your goals and where you are and what you hope to get from something like coaching in wherever you are in your journey.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of people out there. I mean, we know them. We work with them. We live with them. There's a lot of people out there with pain. They don't know how to release. They don't know what to do with it. And we also know that the healing is so powerful that this work brings. And so our passion isn't just confined, though, to helping clients heal. It's also helping you, the specialists, feel supported, feel equipped, feel confident so that you can bring this healing to the area of the world in which you are.
Yeah.
Because honestly, we could have charged a lot more for this program, and we thought about making it kind of like a one-time higher price offer, but whenever we talked about it, we just kept coming back to the same thing. We don't want to just quote sell a program. We really want to walk with you in it. We want to feel like we have a connection point where we have a community, and we want to be part of your journey and help you be everything that you wanted this to be when you first got certified. And so we're just, in this to try to build a real community where specialists feel safe, where they can feel like they can grow together, they can encourage one another, and really make this movement stronger. I feel so strongly we would live in a different world if people processed their grief in a healthy way. I'm not saying it would fix every problem. I'm not saying, that it would suddenly, we would all get into a drum circle and sing Kumbaya. I'm just saying that our world would be incredibly different if everybody in it were really truly processing their grief in a healthy way, right? So we want to just make this as affordable as possible, because it's not about us. It's really about the thousands of people that are out there that need what the grief recovery method offers. And so we hope you'll catch the same vision and join us. And then together we can bring emotional healing to a world that you and I both know desperately needs it.
And we have one more bonus. This is exciting for me, because we know that sometimes the biggest thing standing between you and a thriving practice isn't a lack of knowledge or skill. It's what's going on inside, the self-doubt or the old stories, the quiet voice that says, who am I to do this? What am I doing? And so what we're going to do is, for the first 5 people who join, we're going to get a personal guided experience to clear what's holding you back and open a path forward. And so the way that we do that is we're gifting a free 90-minute parts integration breakthrough session. And this is a session, it's a private session where we help you identify and release mindset, emotional blocks that might be holding you back, and you reconnect with a deep sense of peace and purpose and possibility. And really what brought you to wanting to do this work in the first place. Because once the inner walls come down, everything becomes easier. Your
Mhm.
confidence grows, your conversations flow, and your practice will expand naturally. And really, this session alone is worth hundreds, but we're gifting it because we want your transformation to start the moment that you say yes. So if you do feel that little spark inside saying, this is for me, trust it. We want you to be in this with us, and we'd love for you to be in our founding members, because we really want to be part of your breakthrough. We love to see and be a witness to people's journeys. And that is why I feel so blessed to be able to do grief recovery with people. Um, when I first got certified, I remember my mom saying, I don't know if this is such a good idea for you to do this because you try to fix everybody and you take on everybody's stuff. And I was like, huh, I'll take that into consideration. But what's been so valuable is I feel like what I have learned and gained through the tools of grief recovery is how to walk along people and not carry it. I know that it's not on me to fix anyone. And if you're here and you're a grief recovery specialist, there's probably a bit of that in you too, that
Mhm.
you're someone that just naturally wants to help, and you can take things on maybe that aren't yours. And the power of the tools that we learn, I was telling someone today, the biggest gift is clarity. The biggest
Mhm.
gift that you get on the other side of this process is clarity. And with clarity in the moment comes the ability to have boundaries, to know what you're feeling, to be able to have that awareness and be present. You can't have boundaries without clarity, without being present. If you're triggered by something and you go into a fight, flight, freeze, check out, you can't even process. And so what we want to do is live in that state where even when we're triggered, we're aware. And so one of the things that we uncover in these parts integrations is where we can really get in touch with maybe ways that we've learned from when we were younger, how
Mhm.
to protect ourselves, how to respond when we get hit with those things that trigger us. And so it's a very powerful, powerful process. So we're
Yeah.
excited to gift that because it's also something that we will be offering for people along the way when we have kind of more where we do breakthrough work, and we call that the breakthrough path. And that's something that we'll kind of be talking about more later, because right now we're just focusing on this. We always have so much, we like, okay, let's distill it down and keep it simple. Yes. Okay.
So let's clear away some of the doubts. So that if you follow your heart, if you feel down to this, if your mind's coming up with reasons to wait, well, let's talk about those. So you might feel a little tug inside, sort of a mix of excitement, but then also hesitation, which is totally normal. So we just want to talk through some of the thoughts that might be coming up for you right now. One of the ones that we hear is, I'm not good at business. Great news. That's exactly why we built this. You don't need to be business minded. This is not about that. Yes, you can, it can be a business, but it's more about guidance, structure, and support. And we will help you with all of that. Um, Another one is, I don't have the time. Well, the truth is, you don't really need hours every week. Just even small, consistent steps will move you forward. The core 7 modules are about 30 minutes each. They're all on demand. You can learn at your pace. You can stop and start them whenever you want and just fit it into your life however it fits.
Yeah, and another one we can hear and we can feel this. I think this all the time. What if it doesn't work for me? I believe it could work for you, but what if it doesn't work for me? And we really get that. And this is not a one size fits all course, because everyone's different, right? What is one of the things we say? You have experienced your life at 100%, and we're all
Mhm.
different. We all experience things differently. So we know that it's a living, breathing community. And that's why we wanted it to be a community and not just a course and not just a business in a box. Because we really want to make sure that you know you're never figuring this out alone. And we can tell you that if you have the desire and you put in the effort, you will definitely get results.
Yeah. Another one we get is I can't afford another expense. Totally understand that. But we also know this, one new client can more than cover your monthly membership. And with the tools that you're going to be learning here, getting that next client is going to feel a lot easier than ever.
And then there's that quiet one.
Yeah.
What if I'm not ready? I remember the first time I did a class, I was so nervous. This was back before we did it online. We only did it in person and we only did it in groups.
Yeah.
And I was so nervous. I made Dan go with me. I had a lot of people and I was like hoping no one would show up. I was so nervous. And I had my notebook and I literally read. I stood up there and read. And when
It
we
was so painful. It was so painful.
and when we left, Dan goes, "You will never bring that notebook again. You are going to create your own bullets and you will that's how you're going to learn this material." But I was so nervous. I felt like, well, what if I miss something? And what if I don't say something? And we're here to say you never really feel ready. You just decide and you work with one person and you step out and you take that small step of faith. What we want to do too is the 90-minute session that we were talking about is created to break and clear away limiting beliefs like that might keep you stuck as well.
Yeah, because the bottom line is you don't have to be perfect. We're not perfect anyway. So why should we try to pretend, right? So you don't have to be perfect, right? You just have to be willing. And then we will walk with you alongside you from there. That's really all it really boils down to. So we would love to take a few minutes and hear from you. If there's anything that, maybe is standing out after what we've shared today, maybe there's something that resonated, maybe there's a question that's on your heart, maybe that you brought into this session that you were hoping to have answered, or maybe this session has raised some questions. So this is really your time and we are here for you. So go ahead, you can drop your thoughts in the chat or which we'll review. Or if you're comfortable, you can just come off mute and just share what's coming up from you. The bottom line is we would just really love to hear your voice. We love questions. We are happy to answer every single question that you guys have until there are no more questions. So this is a community that's all about connections. And who knows, what you're sharing or maybe what you're asking could be exactly what someone else needs to hear tonight. So just
Hey guys, Sihenia.
hey, how you doing?
Good. I'm not sure if it's just me, but I keep losing you guys on and off. So hopefully I won't get lost. But I love you guys, man. You guys are my heroes for sure. So yes, I think for sure that of course the cost, I actually don't know if I missed it since I was late. I apologize for that. But also the the ongoing calls are
Mm-hmm.
twice a month. And so did I miss the cost?
Yes, you did
Oh,
because I didn't have it.
oh,
I just realized I forgot to put that in the thing. So it's $47 a month. That's it.
okay,
It's
okay,
$47 a month. And we give, you jump in, we give everything. We're not really doing like money back things because we give everything up front. So it's like a month to month. You
yeah,
can we would
Yeah,
have
if you decide it's not for you, you
pay.
can just finish the month and that's it. Yeah.
Yes. So we're happy to have what we want to do is create, like we said, that vision of creating that community. It's $47 a month. That gives you access to the school group, the modules, and the 2 coaching calls a month. That's going to be lifelines. That's going to be and really just helping being present even for each other in that way. And we'll have
yeah.
different breakouts. We'll do a lot of different things in the coaching calls as well.
Mhm.
But
Well,
I
and
just
that was my
I
other question about the kind of the the length of, if there's a monthly commitment that, that is required. I know Todd and I were part of this other parenting group, and they had this like, um, this kind of like, what do you call it? Like introduction, whatever, for like 4 months, this amount, and then after 4 months, the monthly thing continues, but you didn't have to stay longer than 4 months. So is there a requirement for a certain amount of time?
No,
No.
everything is month to month.
Yeah.
So it's $47 a month. That gets you access to everything. And then if you decide it's not for you, then you just discontinue and you're not being charged anymore. You're done with the group. But if you want to continue on, then there's the school community. There is as well on the school community. It's not just where you access the modules, it's also where all of the coaching calls are recorded and then they are archived there. There's also, like I said, we're kind of building out sort of our resource library, but in addition, there's also all the templates that you would use for that. So it kind of all lives in the school group for $47 a month, and you can stop, anytime you want.
Yeah. And I
So
think
for example,
go ahead.
sorry. I was going to say, one of the things that that immediately like stood out when you were announcing it is that, like, I feel really, really, because you train me, Vicky, I feel really confident about, my work as a grief specialist, but I know that I'm not like, I haven't kept a lot in touch with my alumni. I haven't, really done much emailing in that regards. When I have a client, I do the emails and I keep in touch, in different forms. But hey, please don't, not right now, not right now. Sorry, guys. Um, and so is that something that is is there something like that's included, like how to, I don't know if you have something for, the people you've already worked with,
Yeah.
and okay.
Yes. Yes, we have templates for keeping in touch with alumni. We have templates for, even having like what do you call it? Referral specials for
Mm,
referrals and lots of templates. And if
Yeah.
there's something that you want, we can make it.
Yeah, that's
Not
the other thing, in the community,
Yeah.
this isn't like it's not like cookie cutter. So
yeah.
if there's something they're like, oh my gosh, if I just had fill in the blank, that would really help me because I've been great, I'll make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
um, because that's really what we're trying to be where everybody feels like they're getting the help they need in their individual situations, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's yeah.
I'm in again. I know that I probably will need some support, and for a couple of months, and then once I get the handle of things, I just need that little kind of right, and in that support. But the group calls, oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, like, even I think with Susana, we started, because I'm a Spanish speaker, right, and just having that community, right, of people that were talking the same language. And so I'm so grateful for you guys. Yeah, I'd love to, yeah, sign up.
Mm.
Yeah, I put a link in the chat. It's freedomfromgrief.com/coaching. And I think we do have one more slide. And I think that was when we were going to talk about the money.
Oh,
We probably did, Dan. I think you even mentioned that we did have those switched, but to do that before we had the questions. But great question. And yeah, that's what we do. I mean, what we're really hoping to create kind of like that community where we'll grow. And I think it's something that um, that is kind of missing. Like we get certified and we're out and there, and I think that the
Mhm.
Institute is great at giving kind of like support when you call in, but I think it would be so awesome to be able to have a community where people can be tied in and you can always check in and get answers. One of the things that I love about the school platform, because I'm in a few groups that do it because I've been trying to like figure out what would be the best way to do this. It's a lot easier to be interactive in that. You can DM people in there and everything is right there. So you have your classroom there, the modules are there, the community is there. Um, Everything is there. It's like the hub. And you can literally get the what do you call it? The thing on your phone. The
App.
Yes, thank you. The app.
Yeah, the app. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm also really interested in just parts integration because I've been doing some, I do a lot of training uh with trauma informed and stuff like that. And it does affect me even in when with my own, right, with my own my own grief or my own journey that I love that you guys are doing that. Now, Vicky, I think is it missing an R on the link? Because I was trying to hit it. I was trying to see if it's
Oh, it is. Good night.
because I'm like I can't access. I was trying to
Okay,
remove
let me
it.
try that again.
Why are you doing that? I'm gonna let the dog out. The dog is.
Oh my gosh! Like let me out.
We had her locked up because she was barking / coaching. Mm, mm. Okay, see if that works better. Freedomfromgrief.com. Yeah. Yes. Anybody else? Anybody else have anything that they want to add or say or share or ask?
I just wanted to say that I am just beyond excited to, number one, get to like witness you guys, you know what I'm saying? Like doing this, but then just to know that I can be a part of this. And I'll put it this way, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. And I do not say that lightly. And having worked with the both of you in your other coaching program, if anybody here in this Zoom call is sitting on the fence, I'm going to say just jump, because they are so supportive, they're so loving, they really really hear you, and they really do. They exemplify hearts with ears. They exemplify that. And so I am certain that they're going to carry that into business coaching as well. There's no question in my mind that when I sit down with Vicky or Dan, that they're going to hear my heart and they're going to hear my vision for the practice that is in my heart. And they're going to put their hearts into it, in coming alongside me and partnering with me to build that out. And I just am beyond thrilled. And I feel so honored to know the both of you and to have gotten to work with you in other other spaces. And I just am, I'm just so thankful. I'm so, so thankful to know that I have your guys' support, because you know what, because you know what, because I know that you guys are going to dream with me. And you
Yeah.
can't put a price on that. You cannot put a price on that. People can coach and they can give you all the stats and all the specs and all the things, but knowing that someone is going to dream with you, that's a whole different ball game. And that's so uncommon today. It's so uncommon today. So you guys are a rare jewel, and I'm just really
Wow.
excited to get to be a part of this.
Wow.
That's
Well, thank you,
beautiful.
Suzanne.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Wow.
much. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it. I think I wrote it somewhere, but I thought what a cool thing to imagine, a community where we're not competing. We're not here to compete or anything like that. We're here to support. 100%. And there's, everybody needs grief recovery. And so,
And
and
there's 7.5 billion people on the planet. So like for crying out loud, it's not like we're gonna run out of people.
And it's really true. Like what we're also wanting to address is the fact that we are exposed to trauma and things all the time when we're listening to other people and we're listening and we are listening, but we're absorbing, we're taking that on. I've had many calls that I will hang up with a client and just cry because of what they're going through. And so I don't have to fix them and it's not that kind of a pressure, but we're carrying a lot for people and it is an honor and it's a privilege, but it also, we want to have a place where we can kind of, get to be heard in that way as well. So thank you,
Yeah,
Suzanne. You are just such a joy.
you are a gem.
I'm so grateful for you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So
the
Trust
thing
you
that
guys explicitly.
the thing that it's hard is that I feel like with specialists is that they kind of either get overwhelmed on one side and then they don't really do anything with their certification, which is really sad because they have so much to offer. Or they do and they don't know how to kind of like do self-care for themselves and they just burn out. We sort of know this truth instinctively that trauma is in and of itself traumatizing, but now neuroscience is confirming it. So you're bringing that in, which is wonderful and glorious. However, if we don't, on the other side of that, process through, then eventually we're going to reach our snapping point where we just, one day, it's just, we're done. And then all those people that we could be out there helping, we're not going to, because our hearts are just so burdened with this stuff. And so I think Vicky and I have just sort of, after 20 plus years, you just sort of see a lot of things. And I think that's one of the things that we've seen that's really the saddest, is you just think of all the people that need it and all of the great hearts of the people that, I mean, you're a special kind of person if you get certified. Because people don't want to deal with this kind of stuff in their own life. And not only did you want to deal with it, not only were you willing to deal with it so that you could get certified in the first place, but then you got certified so that you could do something with it. And I don't remember who it was, but I remember a quote a long time ago. It was like, never waste your suffering. And I feel like the grief recovery method is such a beautiful vehicle to make sure you never waste your suffering.
Yeah.
So.
Very true.
Any other questions or?
I'm in. I just signed up.
Suzanne, you're so cute. Yes, Suzanne has been listening. I've been talking to her about it for months. I'm like, okay, we're going to be doing this.
Suzanne, did you do it by the link tonight?
I did.
I'm still not able to.
Maybe you're clicking on the first one. You want to click on the second one.
Yeah, because I tried it and it definitely works.
Yeah.
It does? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again.
I did. I copied that link and I put it in a thing and it did open.
Oh, what do you mean you put it in a thing? So I just can't press it then.
Oh, I don't know. Does that work? You might be able to just click on it, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to mess up the call. I didn't.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I don't want to do too. So I was like,
so I opened up another link, or what do you call it?
Tab.
Another tab. Thank you.
Yeah.
Another tab, and I copied and pasted it in there, and it popped right open.
Okay, I'm doing.
Yeah. Wow, that's exciting. I'm very excited. Yeah. So tomorrow, what'll happen when you register, when you sign up, you'll get an email sent out and it'll have lots of detail. There's going to be lots of stuff, and go to the school and do that. And so we are putting all of the modules in school. So they'll probably be all up tomorrow. So the modules each have a video and questions and different things. So all of that'll probably be all in there tomorrow. we've been working really hard to get everything done by tonight. So, yes.
Okay, so it let me, when I cut and pasted it in a separate, it let me. So okay.
Oh, good. Okay.
Awesome. 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 That's exciting. Yeah.
Question,
Yeah.
if we sign up tonight, we only have a few more days of October.
Oh.
You know what it does? It goes by the day you signed up.
Right. Okay,
So
so
it
it's
goes
not
from
by, it's
not
by
by the
like every
first of the
30
month.
days.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you start
Okay.
on the 29th, it'll renew every 29th. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Good question though.
I know. It's like, wait, I only get 2 days.
I know.
You
Yeah.
know, some programs do that. They
Yes.
really do. They will.
Yeah. Can you imagine trying to figure out prorating it for 3 days?
Yeah, I know. I don't want to math. I don't want to math stuff.
I don't want to math. I know. Good
So
question.
not by calendar.
Yes. And then, so we'll have, that's another thing we have to do too, is get the calendar. I believe what we're going to be doing is I believe the calls are going to be the second and the fourth Thursdays. We're going to go with Thursdays. Those seem to be a good night. And that's when we'll be doing the calls. And like Dan said, they will be recorded if you can't make it live, but obviously making it live will be awesome. And those coaching calls are going to be good. I'm very excited about that.
Are you guys gonna do an hour or starting around this time?
Yeah, they'll start at 7 and they'll probably go an hour and a half. They'll definitely go an hour and a half and we'll kind of see how it goes. We do have another coaching program and we go 2 hours and it goes like that. It goes so fast. So we'll definitely go an hour and a half and we'll kind of get a feel for it. If we feel like we can go a little longer, then we will, but definitely an hour and a half, 90 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, we really want to make sure everybody's feeling like they're getting their questions answered. You know, we're gonna be like, oh, hold on to that until 2 weeks from now. I mean, you know, so we want to make sure that everybody gets their questions answered, and we'll just, yeah, we'll kind of get a feel for, you know, that.
And we'll do breakouts. Another thing too that we're going to be talking about is, and another reason why we wanted to really cultivate a community is because we would love for us to have that community where we can do alumni work with each other. You know,
Yeah.
you can partner up with someone and you can do alumni work. You can do another relationship and get complete with that. This last year, I did 2 different graphs that weren't necessarily on a person, but I was working with a couple clients this past year where we graphed their career. I worked with a young lady recently where we graphed all of her relationships in one, like all the men, all the boyfriends, you know, that sounds terrible, but all of her relationships and looking at patterns and stuff. And so there's so much that you can do with the tools. And so having a community like this where you can connect to other people, where you could say, hey, Susanna and Misty, you guys could get together and meet on Zoom and say, hey, we'll do this graph and can you, and we'll set it up 3 sessions, 3 times we meet. And because the more work that we do, the more, whole and the more grounded and the more healing that we get.
Yeah.
Because we know the alumni, it just works every single time. It just works.
And then you show up differently. I mean, there's just something that's not really something you can necessarily describe, but you just show up differently when you know that you know that you know this works, because you have processed through all of this stuff in your own life, and now you're just approaching it with greater confidence. There isn't a, ooh, I hope this works for them. You know, it's, it works, and you feel like I'm in this. I stand behind it, and it's something too that people feel. They're not going to necessarily consciously be aware of it, but subconsciously they're picking up on, do you believe that this is going to help me? And so if there's an area in us that isn't, that's okay. But then we want to identify that and process through that for ourselves so that we do once again show up, for our clients in a way that they really need us to. So
Yeah.
I'm in.
That's
Yeah, it went through. Yay.
oh, excellent. I'm so happy to hear that it all worked because we made that live like an hour before we went.
I know. I was like,
Oh,
6 o'clock,
And then
that
I-
went live.
and then I looked at it like, wait,
It
is this little thing supposed to be at the top with it? It was funny. It was like,
says testing.
well, it worked. It's congratulations.
No. All the links are firing. That is awesome.
yeah.
Yes, that's exciting. Very exciting. Yeah, and when you think about it, every transition that we go through is the end of a familiar pattern of behavior. So, I just turned 60. I just left a decade and entered into a new decade, and I was for the 2 months before, I did not want to talk about it. I was like, I don't want to talk about my birthday. I don't want to talk about leaving the 50s. I'm a little freaked out. But it was really awesome to have the tools and know, okay, what am I feeling? And one of the first thoughts was, those things that come in and go, is this where I thought I would be? Is this, like all this stuff that comes into your mind, and then I just feel like, what do I wish could be different, better, more? And as soon as I start kind of thinking through that lens, I get stuff coming out, and I'm able to process it and go, okay. And then, I remember a week like before, I was like, I'm actually kind of excited about it. I'm excited about having a birthday and having a party and celebrating. And so I was very grateful to have that shift happen because I was a little worried. I have not done well with other birthdays, but this one I was like, okay. And yeah, I even posted about it and said, and my mom called, she was like, you posted that you said how old you were. I was like, I know. I thought I'm gonna embrace this. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Yeah.
You look gorgeous. But I have a van full of groceries, so I'm gonna have to go. But I can't wait to schedule our time together and get
Yes.
to meet the rest of the whoever joins. And I'm just so honored to continue on this journey, get more empowered, more strengthened to really continue to support others
Mm.
in our community. So thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yes. And that's going to be 2 sessions that we'll get. We'll get a one-on-one where we're just going to get like an onboarding where we're going to hear, and then we'll do that. That's another thing I have to make sure I send out is like Calendly link. So you can just click on there and book whatever works. So
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
get that out there too.
Well, even getting help with that would be great too. No.
Yes. Calendly is one of those softwares that we use. And
Calendly is your friend.
yes, Calendly helps.
Well, I can't wait, guys. And good to
Thank
see the
you.
rest of you guys. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Sophie.
Have a good night.
Yes. Well, that's exciting. And we don't want to keep y'all all night.
We're
Be
we don't
grateful that
we
you're
want to
here.
respect your time. But if you do
Yeah.
have any questions, we're happy to answer them. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. And if you need any help, yes, Susanna.
No, I sent you a private message, Vicky. I think you haven't read it.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can answer me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you mean like talk about it like in private? Yeah, totally. Absolutely. We can do that. Yes. 100%. Hi, Pat.
Hi, I just want to say thank you. It sounds awesome, and I did sign up, so, and I think,
Oh,
yeah, I'll put the singing gear. It helps to have the framework.
yeah, it definitely does. That's so
Yeah, so
exciting.
I'm excited, but, and it sounds awesome. I think you guys, yeah, it sounds awesome.
Well, we're so happy to have
I'm
you.
so excited to have you.
Yeah,
Hey, your hair looks really good. Did you get it
it
cut?
does.
Yeah.
Thank you. I need to cut it, but I
Oh,
just don't-
okay. It looks like
haven't done
maybe
it,
it's a little
so
shorter, but I think,
maybe I
yeah.
won't.
Maybe let it grow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Very excited to have you.
Yeah.
Very, very excited. We'll be getting a lot of stuff out tomorrow and getting
Okay,
all loaded up. So we'll be sure to have
cool.
that all.
That sounds
Great.
cool.
Exciting.
So I'm gonna say goodbye. I've
Okay.
Okay.
had a long day,
Bye.
but
Have a great
love you
night.
guys and see you soon.
Okay. Bye, Pat.
Bye.
I'm gonna say good
I'm gonna
night.
go
to
too.
you.
Good
Yeah.
night. So good
Thank
seeing y'all.
you. Thank you for everything. So excited
you
for this.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey. Let me get stop recording.